What's up, guys? Welcome back on into 2K with the Popboy. So it's that magical time of year. We got 2K20 hype mode in full effect, and I'm a little worried over here because I really haven't, it made me realize I haven't heard really anything about some of the biggest problems, some of the most annoying things that we had to deal with all last season. I mean, this is just me, but when you sit down to discuss the changes you could make to the gameplay for next year, you may want to focus on the things that pissed people off the most last year. Just a thought. Whatever, man. So I'm just here, just trying to do my small part. That's why I'm making this series, trying to get some of these issues out there even more, raise awareness or whatever. Alright, but as of right now, as it pertains to this video, a little later I will share with you guys what I do right now to at least help this problem a little bit. Now, good things to keep in mind as we start 2K20, just in case we run into this crap again. And what crap am I talking about? Well, I'm sorry I even have to bring it up, but here we go. It's these fucking illegal screens. Good God, 2K. And you know what they actually did? I'm not sure if y'all remember. 2K did actually try to patch this, but that just left them looking more exposed. And you guys will definitely see what I mean. A little later in the video, I have a clip you're gonna want to see. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, but right now, we gotta take a look at what's really going on with this moving screen problem. Like, what's actually happening here? Well, when we get down to it, at the core of this problem is this type of animation right here. So when something like this triggers, that's when we get the whistle. And that would be fine if this type of animation would only trigger when the screener is actually moving. But that ain't the case, and therein lies our problem. Okay, the game a lot of times will make an executive decision to trigger this type of animation for no good reason at all. It's like it's already made up its mind, and once it does, there's nothing you could press, there's nothing you could do to avoid getting sucked into that animation. So that's unfortunate, but still there's a couple things I found that at least make it a little less likely that this will happen. So we want to keep these in mind if we see this come up in 2K20. Alright, the first one is if you are controlling the ball handler, you just basically want to make sure you do as little as possible. Don't do any standing dribble moves, just literally stand there idle. Don't press anything. Okay? Even doing simple standing dribble moves that don't actually move your player at all, those still increase the likelihood that the game's going to decide to trigger this animation. So just be as still as possible, and then like a half a second or a full second after the screener is set, then you can move. So that's for the ball handler. Now if you're controlling the screener, now similar concept, what you want to do here, you want to run to the place where you're going to set the screen, right? So get to the exact spot you're going to set the screen at. Okay, once you get there, don't press the screen button yet. Just stand motionless in that spot, in that exact spot for like a second, then you can hold the screen button. Now, it looks kind of dumb, and we really shouldn't have to do this. It should only matter if you're moving during the screen, not before the screen. But whatever, it at least decreases the likelihood. Now, does it still happen sometimes? Yes. But that's what we can do right now, to at least help a little bit. Hopefully, we don't have to do anything. Hopefully, 2K, come on, man. Hey, here's how it works. You just fix the shit right now, then you don't have to try to patch it after the game comes out. Because you already tried to patch this last year, remember? Hey, remember how that went? I do. Because I tested out your patchwork. Man, I was embarrassed for you. I was embarrassed just as a 2K supporter. Let's take a look. Here's the clip I was talking about earlier. Alright, so we still have the whole sequence playing out pretty much the same. We have the same types of animations, just triggering for no apparent reason. And we're still getting sucked into those animations against our will. Now, the whole thing is playing out pretty much the same. The only thing they changed is they just made it so now the ref just doesn't call the illegal screen foul as much. And I guess this would be okay, but the player still thinks that he was called for an illegal screen. And I'm controlling this player. I'm controlling Trae Young. And I set a screen, and I can feel the game just take him over. I can't move him anymore. But it's going to sit there and make him complain about a moving screen foul that he didn't even get called for. And it won't let me pass it to him while he's doing this. And he's taking forever complaining about a foul that he didn't get. And then finally, I could pass the ball into him. I almost got a 5-second call. Look at his face. Look at look at his face when he finally realizes, oh shit, the play's still going on? There's a ball coming at my face? What the hell was I just complaining about? I don't know. He's probably thinking, what kind of fucking idiots are programming me? God, you got me out here complaining about nothing. So that's what they did. Just a half-ass patch that just like fixed the end result of the problem, or just like fixed like the very outer surface of the problem, but they didn't go nearly deep enough to actually address the actual cause. They're just like short-sighted and just fucking lazy. So many times they fail to see the whole picture and realize that this problem affects other things, and if we change this, what else must we also change? What other things are related? How can we make the whole picture make sense now that this is different, now that we fixed this one thing? God, man. How dumb is that? Right? This... Oh, man. It's funny, but for all the wrong reasons. And by the way, this patch only reduced the amount of illegal screen calls for a little while. I don't know, they just like started to gradually come back. So if you were to play 2K19 right now, you would have a lot of illegal screen calls, plus one of the foul calls not made by the ref, you would have this problem. Now we got like the worst of both worlds. I don't know, man, so 2K, do you see now? You see why I'm going through the effort to make these kinds of videos? It's really, really important that you just get it right in the first place. Okay? Because clearly we can't count on your half-ass, lazy-ass, dumb-ass patchwork. So you fix now, please. And thank you. Alright, well, I guess that's it. But everybody out there watching, appreciate you guys. And make sure to pop that like button for me one time before you go. Hey, that'll make sure that more people see this, which could only help. But no matter what happens, you know I'll be here, striving to make the game better in any way I can. Okay, so I'm gonna see you guys right back here next time on 2K with the Popboy.